Okay, so today is obviously a 2 day or a 2 video day because there's this other thing going on, and I feel like I have to talk about it. So, right now, for my mom, she's in the group that is being fucked over by the stimulus, right? And so, it's giving her a lot of anxiety. Well, they got it. Why haven't I got it? I need this money for this. This has to go for this. I have to do this. And just getting really caught up in this energy, right? And she's going on checking this and going and looking at this and reading about this, and I got to figure this out. It's like, you can't figure it out. This is all an illusion. It's all to expose the bullshit. So, at this point, you're playing this cat and mouse energy. You are trying to chase your shadow at dusk. You can't, you're not going to get anywhere. This cat and mouse energy that is toying with her, that is an energy that gives you doubt. So, in essence, she's feeling like she's not taken care of. Well, you are taken care of. They said it was going to be this way, and you're expecting it to be this way. But what if it's coming in other ways? But you aren't even able to see that because you're so focused on what has not come yet, and that's it. Why is God not listening? I need this. It's like, well, maybe you're not listening. That God's saying, don't worry about that because, it's all going to come over here. Doesn't matter what they've promised you. What I've promised you is to always be taken care of. And you will be. But it is giving this feeling of like, there's not enough. I'm not going to be taken care of. I need this. It has to go this way. Or, nothing's working. And she told me she was going to have to go take her blood pressure medicine. I was like, chasing this cat and mouse energy, you will, you'll stroke out. You've got to trust. You've got to know, especially for her, is she knows we're in an illusion. She knows we're coming out of the illusion. She is much more of a Bible person. She's very focused on that. And, I think it's going to really be devastating when she really finds out how manipulated she's been with religion. But, that's further down the journey. Right now we're on this part. And so she knows we're in the illusion. And she can see it. And she, she knows God through this third party. So it's what they've defined God to her. And, I feel kind of like I'm kind of redefining God in a way, because it's pointing out the energy. This energy that she's dealing with is very, chasing your tail. You have to trust that all is fine, that you're going to be fine. And, but you get caught up in their games, and they're dangling carrots all around us. They want us to feel uneasy. They don't want us to trust. They want us to feel always like, we're right on the brink of tragedy. We're never taken care of. Anything could happen. And, it's all this play on fear and control. And, to even go further with this kind of, learning to go with the flow, learning to relax and let will be, is, so many things we try and make, like, I need this to happen. It has to happen this way. I feel sure it has to go this way. But when we take our hands off the control and we just relax and we go with the flow, things go easier. We go where we're directed. things happen the way they're supposed to happen. It is when we are, right now, you know, so many people are holding on to all of these false structures, false ideas and stuff, and they're holding on so tight. But when we relax and we stop, we let go, and we go with the flow, things just go smoother. You're not, I mean, right now, these things will be getting ripped out of your hands. You will be completely chasing this, something you can't get. You know, if you're looking for satisfaction in this other arena, you won't find it. And they will keep dangling these little carrots. They will keep trying to fuck with your mind in the illusion. And the more you just like, okay, I don't know how this is going to play out. I don't know what is about to happen. But I know I can trust. I can trust the energy. I am going to focus my energy into that energy of trust, because that is the energy I want to feed. That's the energy I want around me. That is, you know, when you cross over into the energy of trust and faith, and you know all is well, all is going to be well, all is fine. It doesn't matter, you know, how treacherous the waters can be at times. You know you're going to hit smooth waters, and you know that these waters that were treacherous made you stronger. They made you ready for the next part of whatever's coming. So, you know, I think that there's just so many people who, down to the most smallest thing, think, yeah, it has to go this way. It has to be this way, you know, and it's probably all of this control and ego that they've manufactured in each of us, you know, instead of trusting what we don't know, we can't see, trusting our own instincts and our own internal guidance, that we need to focus on this outside of ourselves world. That, you know, we all want to control it. I think we know best. But when it is this other kind of world outside of this world, the more that we let go of control, the more they step in and guide us and help us. And we are always taken care of. Even if something doesn't go the way that we assume or think it should go, or how things should play out, they will play out the way they're going to play out for our best outcome. And, you know, the more that you can trust those kind of feelings of everything's going to be okay, I have faith in this situation. It's just the whole thing. It seems like it boils down to a fear of 11/11, a fear of death, and a fear of not being in control, that everything's going to fall apart. But I have really noticed so many times when I'm going to be doing a project, especially these projects that, you know, I went into and had no idea what I was doing. But I think like, oh, okay, if I do this, I got to do it this way. I talk about this a lot, but this is another way. Maybe it will explain it better. But I think like, okay, and I'm going to do it this way, and it's going to be this way. But when things start going awry, do you go with the flow? Do you start fighting the energy? Or do you see where that energy is going to take you? Because when it happens with me, I've learned to go with the flow, go with where that energy takes me. Because when I get there, it's better than what I could have imagined, because we can't see all things. We can't imagine all things. You know, it's impossible. It doesn't matter how great you think you are. You can't imagine all things. There's too much. It's too vast. So, you know, things can play out in a lot of different ways that you didn't even think at all, that you didn't even consider. So And it shouldn't be like, okay, well, God has forsaken me. Didn't go the way I planned. He's not listening. There is no God. He's not listening to me. You know, that's all coming from within you. Because when you go, you know, I'm going to go with the flow. I'm going to know that whatever happens is for my better. It's for the betterment of myself and for whatever situations are to come ahead. And it just is a lot more riding the wave than trying to fight the water. It's like that when I was a little kid and I got pulled in the undertow. And, you know, I was drowning and I was fighting it. I couldn't even figure out which way was up. It was horrible. It was a horrible feeling. And afterwards, then, you know, I learned that you always just let go. I can't remember. I know that it must have been, I did let go because I did come up to the top. But anytime that you're in the struggle, let go. Because in the water, you will always, when you stop fighting, you will come to the top. So if you're fighting life, my advice is let go. Just let go of control. You're fighting a force that is the universe. That is, it is, you know, who's driving your avatar? You're fighting them, you know? So let go. Let go and go with the flow. That is my advice. And, you know, if you are chasing any of these carrots that they are dangling right now, you've got to let go of it. It is there to drive you crazy. It's there to make you feel lack, to make you feel, you know, there's not enough. And everything's about to change. There's about to be more than enough. The gluttons, the controllers, the ones that are full of greed and hate and, you know, pull all their energy from these energies that most of us want nothing to do with. That's where they pull in their power. And they are, they're imploding, you know. They're taking themselves down. And, you know, the more that you can just focus on what is to come, and it's going to be all good. Don't get caught up. There's so many people right now. Like she started talking about her friend called and they got their money. And not only that, they got this huge tax return. They don't work. Both parents are drug addicts. They're both strung out on drugs. They're doing like $1,000 a day habit or some crazy nonsense. They've got a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old or some little tiny kids that are, you know, being, whatever you want to see, however you want to see it. That's their experience. That's what they're going through. And so to me, you know, and I try to say it to my mom, but I don't know that she understands what I'm saying. But, you know, these people who are doing that, the karmic debt that they are accumulating for those kinds of things. So it doesn't matter, you know, if you're feeling like, you know, life sucks, the world is over, you know, we are in Armageddon, this is the worst, you know, all the things that you can manufacture for yourself in this experience as labels. If you focus on that, then, you know, you're going to feel very defeated for sure. But that is, I'm trying to think of what I was explaining, trying to circle back. Hold on. So this karmic debt that they're creating, okay, so when I've talked about like your energy, it doesn't just affect you. Your karmic debt is the energetic effect you have on what is around you. So, I mean, the worst thing to me that could happen is that this couple would die before they could um, have any retribution, before they can heal or mend any of the wounds that they are causing. Because you can't get away with it. You can't get away with wounding people in whether your intention is selfish, self-centered, or whatever. That is part of that. That energy is always available. It's always there. Just like the positive is always there. You have to decide, and you have to listen. What are the voices saying? Are they building you towards doing things that aren't good for somebody or yourself? Or are they trying to get you to do good things, to be peaceful, to feel at ease? That's how you can start recognizing where you're drawing your energy from. Does it make you feel if you have an energy that is making you feel like you're better than other people, that you're more powerful, that you are putting people in their place or putting them down or something, that is an energy that will cause you a negative effect later, I think. And so, like this couple doing this, especially at a time of kind of scarcity for a lot of people, like the food truck or the food lines and the free food things, and that's all been so much bigger in this past, it's over a year now. But this is a time of scarcity. It's also a time of great pain, a time of so much healing, a time of having to face yourself, your inner demons. They're all going to be showing to you. They're being exposed. Like this couple, they're exposing it to themselves. And another thing too is that I find fascinating is how a couple gets to be like, one wants to do shitty things and the other one jumps on. Why isn't this one pulling this one out of that? That is something that I just don't understand, because to me, we're here to bring each other up. And I just find it kind of creepy, when you hear about these people who get together and they go around and start murdering and stuff. It's like, what? How? Like, what were their conversations on dates? Like, what the fuck? But what happens? People pull themselves down. They want to be pulled down. I mean, and that's where you get to that whole thing too, in reincarnation. The different relationships that people are still playing out. You don't just finish playing stuff out with somebody in one life. Like, it goes. You play out different parts. You play out different roles. You play out different experiences. And that's where you can get deep into it. Like, these parents, that these kids were the parents before, and these kids did it to these ones. So now they're going back to experience, what does it feel like when this happens to you? I mean, that's the shit that plays out. Life after life after life. That's why we can't judge it. We can't go in and say, oh, these people. All I'm saying is, if you are doing things that hurt somebody else, no matter how insignificant you think it is, it creates this energy. I've talked about this so many times, but it creates this karmic debt. So anyways, the way I see it, you can't sit here and go like, well, it's unfair. These people, they're just pieces of shit. They're fucking their money off. I really need this money. And, this is bullshit. Well, for one thing, yeah, it is bullshit. It's bullshit. There's a lot of unfair shit. And, there's a lot of stuff that is to point us in a certain direction, so we know which way to look too. And and the whole thing, I hope these people do, get to fix whatever wounds they're creating, that it doesn't carry on, you know, that whatever's coming up in them is something they need to recognize and see and heal. And hopefully, you know, their kids being so young that they still will have a lot of life left together as a family in a more healing kind of state of mind, you know. But that's all we can do is wish the best for each and every one of us, and to hope that we all get to have, you know, that happier, more fulfilling life. And you know, all I can say is, if you are really stressing out and you're feeling like you're you're chasing their illusion, you got to release it. Let it go. It's all there to pull you away from God, to pull you away from yourself, to disconnect you. But you have to see how you are so connected, so you can really see what they're trying to do. But what they're trying to do is not good. It is very nefarious. It is not for your better, not for anyone's better except for themselves, because that is that negative Luciferian evil, you know, those energies that are over there that they're pulling from, you know, that are very selfish and self-gratifying. I mean, people that injure children, eat children, have sex with children, you know, think that they can use them as their little slaves and stuff like that. Those people are not, they're not God following people. Like, that is something people have really got to get it in their heads. You know, we've been sold that there's churches and there's God and there's all this stuff on this planet. It's all been an illusion. It has always been these evil people. If you want to call them people, I'll just say their energy. That they are all pulling from this very evil, self-gratifying energy. And they've had the money, everything to build this illusion into what it is. And it is an illusion. Just let go. Let go of everything. Let go and let God. That just, you know, that really, that says it all. You know, let go and let God. And, you know, look inside yourself. But don't keep chasing their illusions, because it's only going to, you know, drive you crazy. It's all fake. It's all fake. And there is so much better coming. And if you're struggling and you're not getting your check, or you're not getting your money, or you're struggling with your bills and stuff, you know, just keep on holding on, because there is a much better future that is coming our way. Much better times, much better, you know, with abundance and financial stability for everyone. There's not going to be people living on the streets. There's not going to be people without food. You know, those have been the people who have been suffering for a long time. You know, and they're God's creatures too. I mean, and they've been forced to live like animals. I just started this other movie. I've started a whole bunch of movies today. Today's one of those days where you start a movie and you watch it for a couple of minutes, like, fuck this, and keep doing it over and over. But in this one too, it had the same thing with the futuristic, that was in the other one, that it keeps being in these ones. And, you know, it's like these cities upon cities, like high rises upon high. I mean, they're just going up for miles, you know, these cars that fly in between and stuff like that. You know, we're going to have technology. We're going to have abilities and stuff like that. We may even go to planets that are like that. But that's not going to be our future. We're not going into this transhumanism. You know, we all have to live in this little fucking bubble on the planet that's completely electronically controlled. That's not what the future is. The future here is way more about we get to go back to where we were when they cut us off and took over control. We get to go back and redefine ourselves. We get to figure out who and what we are. We get to have technology. We get to have abundance, but we have to also have God. You can't be these. You see what happens when you are coming from the evil and you have technologies and stuff like that. You have to have integrity first. And that's what people are learning right now is, you know, all of these things, your moral compass, your integrity, your ethical science, you know, there's just so many things that everybody's having to really look at. And, you know, it's helping us all grow, because to have the things that we all want, we need to be in a better place. And right now we're coming out of a very wounded place, a place where people have been used and abused and enslaved for, you know, centuries. I mean, since the beginning of man, we were made for slaves. We've been slaves, but we've been tricked into thinking that we weren't slaves. That's the thing, you know. And even slaves that know that they're slaves want to break away. Nobody wants to live their life for somebody else, you know. So anyways, you know, I'll just, Stella's at the door crying. So I'll just end this one, but just, you know, don't chase their illusions. Don't get caught up in their fake world as it falls apart. Just stay in here. Stay in this place. This is a safe place. And, you know, even if everybody thinks you're a nutcase, you know, and if it takes, you know, affirmations and prayers every 5 seconds to keep you in that sane place, then so be it. Who cares? You know, it's better than being in their crazy world. So, okay, be strong. We're going to get through this. So have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.